So just a few house rules before we get started. We have quite a bit of press on the call, over 20 outlets. Just remain muted as we, during the conversation. And then if you want to ask a question, just hit 5 and star. I have a control panel and I can see your question, and then I will, flag you and address you individually. So we have some folks cast dialing in. I'm not sure if several have dialed in since in the last few minutes. But on the line we have Demetria McKinney, who plays Tamara. We also have Chaney, who plays Kendrick. We have Donna Biscoe, who plays Lady Bird or Crazy Leona, in my opinion. Ooh, you play that role. Okay. Anybody else? Oh, we have Afemo Omilami, who plays Detective St. Charles.
Hey, guys.
Anybody else from the cast who has dialed in?
Hey, this is Keith Robinson.
Okay, Keith Robinson. Thank you, Keith, who plays Miles. And then the other cast member, I heard somebody else say.
Don Halfkenny.
Hey, Don. This is Sephosa from 135th, and I'm moderating today.
I heard.
Okay, great. All right. I think that's... I'm sorry?
Karan Joseph Riley.
Hi, Karan. Oh, wow. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, we have quite a bit of cast, but we have even more media. I'm going to give a chance for each of the cast members I'm going to pose a question for you guys to answer, and I'll call you so that you all don't answer at once. And then we'll open up the floor. We don't have a whole lot of time for this discussion, but we want to move very quickly or as quickly as we can through it. I personally have seen Bounce over several seasons, and like I had said at the beginning, to me, this is the best season yet. I am so proud to be working on this show. I'm proud that this show is produced in Atlanta with a very diverse, if not all black, cast in front of and behind the camera. So congratulations to you guys. We're excited. The series returns this Sunday on Bounce, and we're just really, looking forward to all the crazy twists and turns. So the question that I wanted to pose to each cast member who's on the line, and we're going to start with Donna Biscoe, who I believe was the first to dial in, is how do you prepare for each season? I know you guys are working actors. You do a lot of different productions, but this is a recurring series that is getting more intense by every episode. I mean, even this first episode, which we did share the first episode with everyone, on the line, and I was pretty surprised by the ending. So, Miss Biscoe, how do you prepare for each season? And then we'll ask, I'll go around and call on the rest of the cast.
Well, this year we were privy to all of the scripts at once. So one evening I just sat down and I read the entire season. And I, too, was blown away the very first time I read it. So I had to consciously just go through each of my scenes and pick out how I would approach each scene, what each scene meant to me individually. And also, for me, once I get on set with my scene partner, I just work very intensely with him, and I try to play off whatever they're giving. But I had to dig pretty deep this season for Leona.
Okay, thank you. Next, Mr. Omilami, detective, who's disrupting and shaking things up, and then you got shook up yourself. How do you prepare for the new season?
Basically, I get feedback from the writers and producers, and they basically tell me the essential things that I need to know. And off season, I see a lot of different true detective, cop stuff, and forensic files, and because I'm very interested in all of that anyway, personally. So it just worked out that way. And it helps me to get my head ready. And once they tell me what this is going to be, I just take it like that and I run with it, good, bad, or ugly.
Love it. Demetria.
Hello, everybody. Essentially, I'm a life watcher. So I think that everybody I watch, whether I'm watching it on the screen, a movie, in real life at a restaurant, people I've met just in happenstance, we take something from each of those experiences, and I tend to try to channel that into whatever character it fits into. Tamara is somebody that I've known, not just in the scope of the 4 seasons that we've had with Bounce, and not just in the amazing writing that's happening, especially with this season, and having the 8 scripts available to us readily at the top of the season's beginning, but just in life, and so I just try to make sure that I tell that person's truth. And again, it's a collaborative effort between the script, between the cast, and between the truth. So I just try to bring all those components together to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Trey.
Yes. Hey, how's everybody doing? Just being able to dive deeper into my character, Kendrick, which I portray, going back from being introduced in the first season, and now we're on season 4. As you can see, Kendrick has been through a lot. He's been shot, stabbed, and buried alive by his own grandmother. So just, looking into everything that he's been through, that helped me prepare for what everybody's going to see this 4th season. And then, just having a close-knit relationship on and off camera with my castmates. We're all like one big family, and when it comes to preparing, getting with the directors and the different producers of the show, that's kind of like how I, really lock into who Kendrick Murphy is.
Wonderful. Dawn?
Yes, for me, I pretty much set the world off. I take it day by day, and just like Donna Biscoe said, I kind of read over all the scripts. And being that this is the 4th season, I pretty much know the flow of how Angela is, as well as her personality. So I just go to set, get my day started, and just go from there. Pretty simple.
Okay. Keith?
Yes, ma'am. What's up, people?
Keith,
Hello?
so how do you prepare for each season?
Well, I think building off of what Demetria said, I think I'm a life watcher as well. I think observing life and just living life, and it kind of helps you build and add onto the characters. I think these characters, we've already known them and lived with them for about 3 seasons, so we kind of innately know who they are. So between getting the scripts early and being able to prepare and sit with our showrunner producers and kind of see what their idea and direction of is the character, we just kind of build on what we've already built. So it's kind of a momentum. It's kind of a car you just keep giving gas. And we develop a more and more rounded person the more times we get a chance to play the character. So for me, it's kind of just staying on the momentum and just building and adding and being open to new ideas and suggestions and new layers to my character, and just going from there. And then I'm playing with family, so we all know each other. So there's a level of comfort I think we all have now when we go to work. So we know we can try things, and we know our partner's got our back. So we just flow like that.
Great. Karan?
Peace, everybody. How y'all doing? For me, 2 days. I got the role, and in 2 days we were on set rolling, and I didn't have the privilege of being there last season with the cast, but I was very fortunate to be welcomed in with Keith and Demetria. Demetria and I worked together a couple times before, so that was the level of comfort there. Relationship was already there as far as that goes. And, I got to tip my hat off to Elizabeth and Courtney and Russ. They really guided this ship this year with the crew and everybody. Just really kept us on track. We got all the scripts at the very beginning, which is really, really, really helpful. But as Donna said, we shot every episode every day. Damn near we was on set. So for me, I read all the episodes. I binge watched season 3 to catch up to see what my character was, because as everybody knows, Malik was different last season than he is this season as far as actors go. So I was diving into a world already kind of started. So I just wanted to do the world, do the world a favor and just stay in line with the team, and just and the leaders of our team just took us right to the top.
Okay, thank you. And Clifton Powell has also joined the call. Hi, Mr. Powell, and thank you for joining us. How do you prepare for each season? How do you make sure Rex is as, devious as he is?
I just kind of, read through the scripts and talk, with Elizabeth and I had a great talk this year about some of the things Rex might be trying to grow from, the things he learned, and maybe some of the different turns and twists he might take. So I just, and then like everybody's saying, we've been doing this for 4 years, and it's, we all get along well, and we just go out and try to have a little bit of fun. And, and a lot of these characters are not like we are in real life. So it's like playing Rex is easy, because I would never do half the stuff that Rex does in real life. So I'd probably be locked up for like 1,000 years. So it's kind of interesting because this year he takes a few twists and turns, and then he kind of reverts back to his old self again. So, each year, sitting down with the producers and trying to figure out where he's going to grow and where he's going to, retract and all of that stuff is very interesting. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of it like everybody else. I haven't read all the scripts, so it was so much stuff going on this season. I think we were shooting, like Karan said, like 4 or 5 episodes every other day. It seemed like, which keeps you on your toes, and we all, get along well and we support each other. So that really, really helps,
And it shows. I mean, the depth of every scene and what you guys are bringing to it is really, it's just great TV. All right, now we're going to open up the floor for questions. Reminder to the media, when you have a question, hit 5 and star, and then I'll mute you, and you'll ask your question. Make sure that you keep your question short. First, Yolanda Lattimore from Dryer Buzz.
Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for jumping
Hello.
All right, my question is, and I'm Atlanta's original digital, returning to television blogging, and I noticed that television has changed, where you guys are coming out with season 4. That's sparking a lot of interest for people to want to go back and binge the entire season. How do you handle having a fan base at different places? Like, you guys are ready for season 4, but then you've got somebody that's on season 1 and season 2. How do you handle that and keep the spark going and keep the spoilers to a minimum?
That's a producer.
This is
Yolanda, can you address that? Okay, go ahead.
For me personally, I too go, because I started binge watching a couple of seasons last week so I could catch up myself. And I'm not really someone who is on social media a lot. My daughter is trying to get me better at it, but I just try to answer any questions that any fans I do have may have, and keep them also on track with what's going on in the season.
If I can add on to that, this is Demetria. I think it's kind of awesome that we have people going back and trying to rewatch or bring other people into the life that's happening in Saints and Sinners, and with Bounce being forward thinking, a lot of times they'll have marathons so that people get a chance to do that leading into the first episode of season 4. Everybody's caught up, everybody's on the same page, and we're already really cognizant of making sure that we don't give anything away, because we want them ratings and viewings. So we just got to keep it in perspective And we're thankful for each new fan and everybody that comes back. You know, when you're looking on social media and you talking about chip and dip, and people are like, so about that season 4, season 6, what's going on? You know, it's heartwarming, and we all take it in stride, and we try to keep the momentum going with it.
Okay, next we have a question from Kezia Parks.
Hi, everyone. Big fan of the show. I hate to go morbid here, but you know, this show, which is
hand raised,
of the really, really dark topics, such as mental breakdowns and kidnapping, murder, you know, different things such as that. So how do you decompress in real life? And I guess I'll address this to Clifton, since your character is absolutely horrible most days. And also Donna, I guess. How do you decompress in real life after playing such a dark character? Well, you know, luckily for me, I don't. As soon as I walk off the set, I'm done with it. I work within the scene as I work it. I'm just able to go where I need to go when I need to, and I don't think I see Lady Bird as this god awful person. I see her differently from what the fans.
Hand lowered.
I think it's because I play her, so I try to look at her in a different way. So that makes it much easier for me to do what I do, because I really don't see her as this horrible person. She just has an agenda, and that's the good thing about this season, I think, is because the fans of the show will be able to see why Leona is the way she is.
That'll let you know from her responses. That'll let you know that Lady Bird is crazy as hell from her response. And she talking about she don't see Lady Bird as she talking about she don't see Lady Bird as crazy. Lady Bird crazy as hell, and Rick crazy, and Ella May crazy, and because you're all trained actors, we're not really crazy in real life. So after the scene is over, we kind of just take a deep breath and go, good gracious, thank God we're not really like this, because all three of those characters, there's a couple other ones in there, Keith and some other crazy people in there too. We all just are trained actors, so we have fun. We all get along well, and we have fun. And then, you know, you might sit in the trailer and decompress and get ready for the next one. So we don't, you know, we all method actors. We don't take them around with us. You know, I know if I act in real life, I probably won't make season 5. I can tell you that.
Right.
So it's you know, one of the things that I say when I teach classes, teach students how to warm up and how to warm down. So some of those scenes that you see, you know, you might see Vanessa sitting by herself or Lady Bird or me, you know, on the serious note, sitting, trying to get into character. And then when it's over, I take the time to warm down, because we are playing some real treacherous type people.
And who was that last person talking?
That was Rex Fish.
Okay. We have another question from My Celebrity Life, G. Holla.
Good morning, good afternoon, cast, and everyone on the line. I have a question for each
morning.
member. Thank you, I appreciate that. What do you secretly love about each one of you all's character, and what is your favorite line of dialogue about the show?
Oh. I'll tell you, it's Leona. I can only wish that I had the balls that she has. Because she is really staunch in her belief and legacy and achieving that legacy. And she's not going to let anything stand in her way of achieving that. And unfortunately, she does some stuff that
is not exactly lawful in order to do that. Not that I would do anything unlawful, but I can only wish that I were as strong in my beliefs about some things and getting to it as Leone is. There have been so many great lines. Elizabeth has just really blessed me with some great lines in that show. I can't really think of one right offhand that I love.
Yo, this is Demetria. I play Tamara. I love her heart. In a world of so many wolves, sharks, demons, she is one of the purest people in the show. And I think that contrast with everything else kind of going on gives people a chance to kind of fall back in love, even if it's just for a second, and then go back out and fight the war that is to come. One of my favorite lines, I'm sorry, Keith, but when I told Miles he was talentless.
Oh, wow.
Let me tell y'all something. That made me in my time. That made me smile for a week and a half. I love that.
I'm still dealing with that.
I know it hurt. It stung a little bit, but it felt
stung a little bit. That stabbed me a little bit. I think my favorite line of the show, now this is Miles, is in the trailer when Ella says, don't say it's murder, you make it sound so ugly. The tagline of the first trailer I really love. It's pretty dope. It's kind of like, it kind of sets the tone of the show. It's like everybody's mask is off and everybody is full blown into what you see is what you get as far as the character goes. So I thought that was a dope line.
Okay, next we have oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Karan.
I was agreeing with Keith. My favorite part of Malik is that he's rich as hell. He pretty much moves the world like rich people do. It's chess pieces, and that was really fun to play that side.
Does anybody else want to answer that question? I'd be curious to hear from the others. From Don,
hey,
Trey, what do you like? Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. I guess for Kendrick, because Kendrick is so broken from the first time you see him in first season, but at the same time, I think I can agree with what Demetria said. Kendrick, despite everything he's going through, he still has a heart and he wants to do what's right. And the dialogue between me and Clifton Powell, played by Rex Fisher, it's almost like, one of my favorite lines is, if I want my life to change, I gotta change. That was on third season when we had that dialogue, and it was a real powerful scene. A lot of people still come up to me and re-quote it, so that's one of my favorite lines, and definitely, one of my favorite things that I like about playing Kendrick is that he has a heart.
Anybody else want to take that question from the cast? Okay. We have a question from Lakeeba Wallace.
Hey, everybody. This is Lakeeba Wallace of Living Day by Day. Hey, Cass.
Hey. How you doing? Hey.
Good. I think we've all kind of really jumped around this same question, but as the other media correspondents were talking, I was thinking about once you read the role and you see that, some of the characters are cray-cray or crazy as hell, as you made reference to, and there's killing and shooting and all this kind of action, how do you accept that role? How do you fix your mind to really tap into that role and be able to play out that character?
This is Karan. I answer mine first. Playing Malik. The first rule of acting is you never judge the character. So that right there gives us the freedom to actually flush out doing some of those really bad things. So in our minds, we're not judging the character. We're actually just trying to figure out what's the motivation for some of the things they're doing, and you just get to that and you play that. You don't really look at the deed and say it's good or bad. You just find a reason to play it in your truth, and you make it there, and you make it real.
Yeah, this is Donna Biscoe. I think for Leona, I had to find what I liked about her first, most. And for me, once I figured out what I thought was good about her, I worked from there. And it's like he said, you don't really look at the deed itself, but why she's doing what she does. It's hard to figure out because she does some pretty crazy stuff, but she's just working in her own truth. And I try to work from there with her.
Okay. Next, we're going to have a question from the Diva Files. Shay?
Hi, my name is Shay Martin. I'm representing the Diva Files. My question for you guys is, based on the powerful storyline, when you guys get your scripts, how do you keep it realistic? Do you guys tweak the scripts, or do you go line by line, or how do you prepare for a scene?
Honestly, this is kind of crazy. This is Demetria, sorry. After we've kind of done the preliminary of reading through everything, I read through everything kind of once, and then I don't read everything again. I'd like to watch everybody else's performance the first time along with everyone else. So if it ain't got nothing to do with camera, after that first initial read-through of everything, I don't see it. So I get a chance to really, really have the full experience and not be jaded and be like, okay, I know what this is. I know what this is. I'm on the roller coaster with everybody.
Yeah. I said this is Donna because I love getting on the set and working seriously moment to moment and reacting off of my scene partner. Clifton and I had some great scenes together, because Clifton's also a method actor, and within that, some lines have been changed inadvertently, without us even knowing it, and the lines being kept in. But it's a scene can turn into a whole different ball game once working moment to moment and just really letting it flow, staying within the context, but really just playing off of your scene partner, knowing what the goal is.
Hey, it's Don Halfkenny.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello? Oh, okay. It's Don Halfkenny. Of course, I play Angela. I like to say she's Saint Angela, but of course she's no saint. She is messy as hell. And, of course, we all know when she was messy. Someone that will say something to your face and then do something behind your back. So I'm like, you know what? This is someone who I can relate to. So I love and I enjoy playing this role.
Angela.
Hello?
Yes. We have another question from I'm not sure who this is, but whoever I just signaled to have you ask your question. I just don't have a name for it.
Would that be me?
Okay, it was me, I believe. Oh. Is it I, Lord? Is it I?
Go ahead with your question.
Okay, so I'm assuming that is me. All right, hello everybody. This is Jazzy B with WDRB Media on iHeartRadio. I hope that everybody is doing amazing. But my question is a little bit different. It's basically, I just want you guys to drop a gem. And if you're unsure on what a gem dropper is, I can explain. It's just simply a piece of advice, some motivation, something that's coming straight from your mouth, from your heart. You get what I'm saying? So this is a gem dropper to bless the people, to bless the viewers with. Anybody who may be an upcoming actor, anything that you want to say to them, or anything you just want to say to the people.
This is Donna Biscoe, and it's very simple. If you love it, never give up. It's taken me years to get to this point in my career, I remember once someone saying to me, people who are successful in this business are people who don't give up. So just don't give up. Do whatever you need to do to survive, but stay in it and keep going.
Yes, ma'am. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, this is Trey, who plays Kendrick. My advice would be definitely to put God first and don't jump into the entertainment business for the money. You know, because when you jump right into it and it's just for money, you'll find yourself getting disappointed. But once you start really falling in love with the work and, you know, stepping up every day doing what you got to do, that money will start coming to you.
This is Keith.
Keith? Okay, I think we lost Keith.
I jump in, Keith. This is Ron Riley. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
We can hear you, Karan. Go ahead.
Same thing Donna said. It's a long journey in all of this. So if we're lucky, it's a long journey. But in the meantime, make intentional decisions. Everything that we want in our life is basically a decision. If you're not getting what you want out of your life, really be honest with yourself and really be honest. Are you really going after what you really want? Because a lot of people say what they want, but they really don't know how to get what they want. So intentional actions and keep pedaling. Like, you're going to get home. It may be a long time, but just keep pedaling. It's like riding a bike. Just keep pedaling.
Yes. And this is Demetria. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes. Bless us, Demetria.
Hey, girl. Be prepared for growth from no. This industry has a lot of no. If you understand that, and if you take that as an opportunity to grow and to study and to learn and to tweak your craft, then when the yes comes,
I can't talk. Hello? Yes.
Hi, Keith. Continue. Hi, Keith. You're on, but continue, Demetria.
Okay.
Oh, just make sure that you know something that you take the time to really learn your craft. I don't know whose phone is doing that.
Okay. All right. Let's. We're just a few minutes from wrapping up. I did want to. I had a question for Clifton and Amita. Can I advise you to just put your phones on mute so that we don't get any background? Clifton, in particular for Rex, it looks like, you know, Rex and Lady Ella have this little Bonnie and Clyde thing going on, and I was just curious when, you know, in talking with Elizabeth about the direction. I mean, you mentioned that you do sit down, or the cast can, you know, sit down and you know, kind of collaborate. How much input did you have in where Rex is going with his character? Only because now, I mean, you know, nobody can really trust anybody on this show. These characters are very much self-motivated by power, greed, but, you know, Ella and Rex are kind of like joining forces. What is that? Where did you have any influence on that? And why did you think this is a good direction to go in?
Well, you know, I don't have a lot of influence. I mean, I said we sat down and talked. I don't know how much me and Elizabeth collaborated. I just kind of, you know, because she's the producer and the writer, and the writers have, you know, their storylines. So it's not like I go in and say, well, I think Rex should do this or do that. I watch a lot of gangster movies, so I just always concerned about, you know, a character like Rex not being one-dimensional. But in the arc of 4 years, you know, we've seen Rex grow in a lot of different ways, starting with his dress and, you know, some of the things that he's done, and he's apologized a couple of times. I think I have a scene, you know, somewhere with Kendrick somewhere down the road, see episode 5, 6, or 7, when I say to Kendrick, you know, I you know, for the first time I prayed, you know.
so that really is the producers. I just try to chime in on, not making him one-dimensional. So, one of the things that we talked about is if there is a season, 5, 6, 7, and 8, how Rex will stretch out and we'll learn more about his backstory, about his family. Does he have, other romances in his life and all kinds of other things that we'll find out as we open all of these characters up. So I basically, like Donna said, we're all trained actors. Sometimes you get a script and, the networks are very strict about what we can and can't say on some levels. And I tend to push the envelope because sometimes I just don't think gangsters say some of the things that I get on the page. But Elizabeth, even in season 1 and 2, when there were other producers on board, Elizabeth has been very open to me trying to bring a different type of a word or, even a curse word or whatever, because Rex is a tough guy and there's certain things he just wouldn't say. And then you just train as an actor, if they're adamant about it, you just try to find a compromise and, really just, work within the boundaries. I think that's why the same people have been around for the last 4 years, because we really are, all good people offset. We probably have our own, vices and things that we do, but most of us are above the law and we stay out of trouble and we are responsible when we come to work and we're responsible. And so we're not there really to just run so much that, you make the producers uncomfortable with trying to develop.
I think we lost Clifton. All right, let's take a question from Joy Paris. Joy Paris, are you still there?
Hand raised.
All right, let's take a question from Aries Dendy.
Hi, it's Eric from Urban Bridges. Just giving a question to the entire cast because you guys have had a lot of guests on the show the first 3 seasons. Kelly Price, a lot of other people. Kiki White is on the season opener this season, and she kills it. Let's know from you guys who are some other guests that we can expect this season about their opinion and more on their appearances.
I'm sorry, my phone.
I'm not sure it's cast. Okay, yes, Clifton.
Sorry,
go ahead and finish what you were saying, then we'll get to you, Aries. Go ahead.
Right. For some reason, my phone dropped. Karan, if I could just borrow like $1,000 because I gotta get off this cricket phone, please. But I'll talk to you after this conference call. Karan is my new friend, and Karan, I'm gonna need $1,000 because I'm off of this thing, man. But anyway, we all are just, it's wonderful to have a group of actors and actresses who, feed off each other, and it makes the job easier because, we have days when, we're seeing episode 1, 3, back 4, 2, and it calls on all, teamwork, and from all to the producers to all the cast and crew. It's a lot of teamwork that goes into making sure that these scenes hit the mark, and we all work hard and we all give 100 and 150 at times to make sure that our character's in the right place and that we're sharing as actors, and it's just a great job. And I think that's what the people see.
Thank you. And to Aries' question, he asked, to anybody on the cast, who are some additional guest stars on this season, because I do know Tammy Roman, we see David Banner, but are there any other folks that you guys can share that people can expect from this season? This is Aries' question.
This is Karan Riley chiming in. I'm going to have to say Tammy Roman again because, you really are going to love Tammy's character this season. Oh, my God. She was a powerhouse, a hurricane, and a tornado all in one. That's the only one I'm really excited to see this season. Like, she is unbelievable on screen. Y'all gonna love her.
Yeah, I would second that. David Banner is always, ready to go. Kiki Wyatt, I think Kiki was there. And then a lot of local actors who come in, and I think everybody knows that when they come, and I call Vanessa the Queen, when they come into our set, it's really about being prepared and coming to work, So, and, I think the producers and the Swirl Film team set the tone for people coming onto our show and really just giving 100%.
Okay, we have time for a few more questions. Lauren Willard.
Hi everyone. I'm Lauren with 135th on behalf of Bounce PR. Just listening to you all, you guys have such great chemistry and camaraderie, and I was just wondering, how does that portray, off screen and on? How has it been working together, filming together? Has it made you all become more like a family? Obviously, some of your characters on screen may have differences, but, outside of this, you guys just have such a great camaraderie together. And, how does filming together help with that on and off screen?
Hey, this is Keith. I'll answer that. I think with us having been together for 3 seasons already, we kind of are very comfortable with each other on and off the camera. We've kind of worked with each other. A number of us, like myself, I've had a chance to work with Cliff years ago, and Vanessa, and vice versa. And I think all of us as actors, when you do have been in the game for a while and you get to a project where everybody's on the same page, you really appreciate that. And I think we value each other's opinion and each other's talent. So it kind of carries through in the characters, and it allows us to be able to explore and try new things and know that, our scene partners are on the same page with us. And I think that's what makes the show have that such fluidity every season, and every scene is kind of really poignant, and it feels like a dance almost. So it's a lot of fun.
And this is Demetria. It gives us a chance to really appreciate each other's crafts more once we, hear cut and we end our day and we're able to still get together and watch the episodes together at a location where we can just all meet, sit, drink, celebrate the work, celebrate the opportunity. And, the camaraderie starts from the top. Bounce has been amazing to us. The directors that they've brought in, Russ, Courtney Miller, everybody, the writing team. And then when we get down to the cast, and since everything else is in sync, we get an opportunity to just really kind of filter through our own processes while helping each other and feeding off of each other. So it really makes us appreciate each other's craft that much more, because we really are family.
I think
like a giant tree branching out through the sky.
Oh, man. Who's that doing a poem, or somebody's doing a poem? Who's that, Brian Andrews?
That was me, Cliff. I get you. That was poetic, Cliff. I throw some poetry in there, bro.
Who's that? Who's that?
That was Keith, man.
Okay.
What do you think, Clifton?
I'm a poet. We're a family.
Little Langston Hughes right there. Little Langston Hughes. That's it. Some of us have known each other over the years. Yeah, Little Langston.
Huh?
And I call Keith Little Langston Hughes. I didn't know you did poetry, bro. That's cool. That's cool.
Thank you, bro. I'm multifaceted, bro. Thank you, bro. I tell you, touch my multi-side.
That's good. You take a cat like Karan, who just came in, but Karan has such a cool personality. Sometimes when you've been on the show for a long time and newcomers come in, some people can get territorial and, jealous even, and I think we all work hard to, we all human, but I think we all work hard. We've been blessed to have cool people that come on and respect us being here, and putting the grind in for 3 years, but come in and be a part of the family. And most of the guest stars that come in and just fit right in. But, we've all known each other over the years, and some of us have had disagreements. And sometimes when you work and you got to see somebody every day, you either got to talk it out or you just get past it and realize that was in season 2. I'm not going to hold on to it to season 9, and that, and sometimes you put that tension in your work, so it's just every movie set, every television, I should say television set is different, so, we all get along, but we've had our differences, some of us, and we just back them up and we keep on moving. But if you're trained, you don't let it interfere with the work, That's what it is. You're not always going to see eye to eye with the producers, But you express yourself, And luckily we have producers who allow us a voice, because on some shows you don't really have a voice. So it's been really a great experience.
We have a question from Raven. We have a question from Raven Williams. Raven, please.
Hi, how's everyone doing? This is Raven with Your Girl TV.
Hello.
So my question,
Hi.
a few of the cast members said that you guys have read the script for the season. So I just want to ask, what can the fans look forward to for this season?
Oh my God, this is Donna. Biscoe. There are absolutely so many surprises in this script. Our fans, their heads are going to explode. And even for me, as we sat down and read the first few scripts, I was just blown away at some of the stuff that goes on with Leona this season and some of the discoveries for Leona. It's like a 360 for a lot of people. So there are a lot of surprises this season, a lot.
Anybody else want to share anything? Okay.
We're hesitant because we don't want to give away the surprises. We're trying to make make sure y'all tune in, check it out. We can't give away too much.
Yes.
We just know it's gonna be wild and crazy and crazier than it was last season, times 2.
I did have one final question before we close. Music is a big part of this series. It always has been. There's quite a bit of artists and performers on the cast, whether they're guest stars or just, Trey, Demetria, Keith. I may be missing some folks. How does music, your careers and talent as musicians, artists, writers, rappers, how does that inform your role on Saints and Sinners, each of your characters? And you guys can each, answer that yourselves.
Well, I jump in here. Miles is a musician himself, so it makes it kind of a seamless transition for me as far as playing the music side of Miles and where he gets his emotion from. It kind of starts and ends with him, and which is kind of my life off camera. If I'm not there, then I'm somewhere trying to make music or put music out, and then Demetria can definitely identify with me there because she's a great musician as well. So I've always taken that every scene for me has a certain rhythm to it, and every song has an element of drama. So for me, it's kind of like getting to the same place just in a different vehicle. So Miles his whole life is basically in a rhythm. Sometimes it's not the right rhythm, but it really helps being a musician and kind of tell the story. And sometimes the producers are really good about allowing us to put our own music through our own words to express a certain scene or emotion to kind of tell the story. So I feel like music is one of the characters of the show. It's kind of the character that's unspoken about, but it's always there, especially the dance between Miles and Tamara. And both of us being musicians, it really helps.
I definitely agree with my oh Lord. I definitely agree with what Miles is saying. For me, Tamara really doesn't have any musicality. For her, music has been a terrible portion of her relationship. But one of the things that I found amazing, especially in previous seasons, is how music can just enhance the mood of whatever is going on. I mean, we hear it all the time. You hear the scary music coming on, the scary parts coming on in the movie, But in moments like where Christy, for example, was dancing around in the club when she had the short bob and she was kind of lost trying to figure out her way, and then to hear them put my song Easy behind there, that juxtaposition, even if people didn't know it was quote-unquote Tamara or Demetria's song, that juxtaposition between what she was going through versus what the music was saying was absolutely amazing. And I think it's wonderful to have a platform like Bounce, which is willing to combine the two elements of genres and give people like us an opportunity and a platform to really express ourselves wholeheartedly and so well-roundedly. Kind of bridge the gap between the two things, because it can be hard. You know, when we're trying to be in the studio and create music, but we're trying to be on set and get that money, then it can be kind of confusing. So big kudos to them for giving us the opportunity, and big kudos to music for helping the whole communication thing come to fruition.
Just to add to Demetria, this is Keith again. One surprise is this season, in season 4, is Miles has a song called Happy, which is one of my songs off my album, which will be in the 4th episode, which is kind of his confession to Tamara, and kind of his apology through music, which is actually how we actually kind of got that point across, was through the song. So that's kind of exciting for season 4, because it's kind of revealed the way he really feels about his wife. So that's kind of a great example of how they always allow us to fill in the blanks with music as opposed to words. Sorry, go ahead, Trey. I mean to cut you off.
Yeah. Oh, no, you good, bro. I was just going to jump in, man. I mean, Kendrick, you know, it's totally different from, you know, what I do as a hip-hop artist. But one thing that I can definitely, you know, relate to with some of the stuff that Kendrick goes through is it definitely helps me to write from a whole nother perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm reading the script and Kendrick is going through all these trials and tribulations, I mean, you might get a nice song written, you know, a nice hip-hop song written from me looking into, you know, the eyes of what he's going through that other people may can relate to. Like the whole thing, when you think about the relationship with him and his dad, you know, him and Rex Fisher, and him trying to patch things up in his family life. You know, I write from a perspective about a lot of family different situations, like with the Dedicated Father record, with the Love for You record, you know, really bigging up mothers. So, yeah, I mean, it's just an inspirational thing between, you know, how I look at the character that I portray on television and then what I do in hip-hop music.
Thank you, Trey. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. That's the end of our conference call. I want to remind everyone this call was recorded. We'll send you a copy of the file, the recording to the press. You know, season 4 of Saints and Sinners returns this Sunday, July 7th at 9 p.m. on Bounce. The cast, you guys should really take a bow. You did an incredible job. I keep telling everybody this is the best season yet. It is so intense, so intricate, so shady. I loved every minute of the first episode and beyond. So thank you guys so much. We will be in communication with you throughout the season. And good luck. God bless. Happy 4th of July.
Hey, everybody, cast members. Hey, y'all have a happy 4th of July, man. Y'all be safe. I'll see y'all in a little bit, all right?
Y'all that money, man.
Peace.
Come on.
Yeah, love y'all, man. Keep doing your thing.
Love y'all.
All right, bud. Much love, y'all.
Much love.